when students are released, when the student release begins. You need to put this in context. There's no way for these people to communicate down there very much. The Moore Administration Building, we're told, was also damaged, so they're going to have difficulty getting word out of that. We have not confirmed any of this with Moore School Administration, but
we unfortunately think that some kids were in those two buildings because of the lockdown order and because of what we're getting from our news desk right now. We will, of course, continue to update you on that just as quickly as we can on that. Right now, let's go to Lance West, who is on the road. Lance, are you getting any closer to the damaged area?
Hey, I'm in the neighborhood walking right now. I just talked to a gentleman. What's your name?
Tully Dozier.
Tully, he was at this school. What's the name of the school, my friend?
Plaza Towers.
That's Plaza Towers. We are probably 200 yards away. He says he's been pulling out children, third graders. They're in the classroom. I see a lot of people that are huddled outside the building. Helicopters are flying in. There's fire and police officers doing door-to-door searches. It is absolute chaos down here. Thank you, my friend. Be safe. We appreciate you. It is, I've never seen anything like this in my 18 years covering tornadoes here in Oklahoma City. This is, without question, the most horrific I've ever seen.
Okay,
Lance.
Listen, we need to get this information. We understand what you're looking at and how horrific it is, but you are telling us that you have confirmed that children were in the Plaza Tower Elementary School, that the gentleman you were just talking to was pulling out third graders. Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm racing over there as quickly as I can.
All right.
And they did a lot of people trying to help.
All right, Lance, and they're pulling third graders out. We hope that, of course, they were in their tornado positions, and hopefully that some of them are going to be okay. Lance is on his way over there right now. You got to understand, when you go down to these scenes and you see this firsthand, not just through the prism of the television, but when you're there living it, it is an extremely emotional event for reporters as well as all those involved. And Lance is one of our best reporters, Emmy Award-winning reporter, and he's going to get that information for us. But he's human just like the rest of us, and it is a devastating sight to see these kind of things.
Mike Morgan, we're looking at earlier video of the storm that moved into Moore, but that storm is not finished yet. Tell us where it is now.
It is not. It's over by Meeker, and our storm tracker, Mark Dillard, still has a tornado on the ground on the northwest side of Meeker. Urgently right now, I have to pass this along to you. With this tornado warning now for Garvin County, this is a rapidly developing tornado that could be significant in size. There is a tornado warning in effect for Pauls Valley. It is heading directly for Pauls Valley, and we do have Reed Timmer. Reed Timmer is on that storm right now, and we'll be checking back with him. But if you're in Pauls Valley, it is heading directly into town, as you can see right now, 442 or before, and then from there it's going to head on up towards Stratford at 511. That is a intensifying supercell circulation, which appears to be a tornado either on the ground or developing to the ground right now. Reed Timmer is on it, but it is heading directly for Pauls Valley. That is an immediate tornado warning for you in Pauls Valley. Let's go to the North Doppler radar, look at Meeker. Mark Dillard still has a tornado on the ground here. This is on the northern side of Meeker. It went to the north of Meeker. That is good news. It is in rural countryside to the northeast of Meeker right now. It'll likely go just south of Sparks, but there is a tornado warning for Lincoln County. Let's go to Weather Show. Here are the tornado warnings that are in effect right now. They are southern Lincoln County, Pauls Valley, all of Garvin County, and southern Jefferson County. Right now, the most immediate threat to life is in Pauls Valley. Kevin and Linda will check in with Reed Timmer and be right back with you.
And we're doing our best to get information from Moore, and particularly for parents down there. We have received reliable information at this point that many of the students were sheltered at the school at Moore High. We are told they have not yet been released. The kids are scared, but we're told the teachers are doing their best to keep them safe and calm. So that's good news, at least for some parents in Moore.
That in Moore High School, but there are several high schools in Moore. Right. Westmore and Noble Public Schools are releasing students right now, but Moore is not.
And again, to tell you again, Plaza Tower Elementary, apparently some of the kids were being sheltered there. There are injuries. We hope that that's where it's limited. Lance West, we're going to check back with him first, but Ed Doney is on the scene as well. Ed?
Well, Linda, we're on the road. We're on Southwest 119th, heading east from I-44, and the rain has finally stopped. We were getting pelted with hail right south of where I-40 meets 44. The hail was about, nickel size, quarter size in diameter, but that has subsided. It's now not raining. We're on Southwest 119th, trying to head toward that area where the tornado went through more. No traffic right now on Southwest 119th, but it is backed up for miles on I-44 if you're heading southbound near the Will Rogers World Airport. So just know the traffic is basically a parking lot in that area.
Yeah, we can understand that, Ed. And we know a lot of people want to go down there and help, but please don't do that right now. The emergency crews need to get in there, and it's tough enough sledding, as you heard from Ed, who's on the road right now, getting through the traffic the way it is at this point.
And as search and rescue continues in Moore, that storm continues to churn through parts of Oklahoma. Let's go right now immediately to Mike Morgan.
Linda, we are tracking two areas that we're concerned with most of all. North of Meeker, which is in rural countryside in southern Lincoln County, but the storm heading into Pauls Valley, and you should have Reen Timmer here on the Gentner coming up momentarily. Let's go down to the storm tracker, and we're talking about Pauls Valley. This is a significant circulation now with a tornado warning coming right into Pauls Valley. Reed, what do you have?
Yeah, right now we are looking northeast right toward Pauls Valley. We can definitely see the right side of a wall cloud with rain wrapping around the left side, so I would not be surprised there's a rain-wrapped tornado in there. We're trying to punch through the hook here. Definitely trying to maintain focus. A lot of our friends, are in the path of that tornado, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those people. But we got to get on this storm in Pauls Valley and see if this thing has a tornado, because the tornadic activity continues in Oklahoma. And you definitely see the right side of the wall cloud, and it's a very low wall cloud on the right side, and the rain is concealing the left side where the tornado would be. So we're heading that direction. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a tornado in there. We'll find out here pretty soon.
Okay, there's two main areas. Let's go to the North Doppler, and we're going to stay here with Reed here and just get past I-35. Up here by Whitebead, crossing I-35 right now. That'd be to the northwest of Pauls Valley by 4 miles by Whitebead. That is a strong circulation right there. And also on the west side of Pauls Valley, a strong circulation right there. You're looking at the actual wind velocities inside the storm, and this is tornado circulation right here. Let's go to the storm tracker, and it is going to be tracking across I-35. You see the hook, and watch how the hook swings around. The hook is swinging around right now, so I'd say either it's on the ground or it is coming to the ground right now, as Reed Timmer was indicating as well. And this is going to be from Pauls Valley up to Whitebead, just south of Paoli. This could be hail near baseball size up around Paoli, heading for Byers. The tornado warning has been extended for the panhandle of McLean County, and then it's going into Pottawatomie County. You folks in Pottawatomie County are also under a tornado warning ahead of the track of this supercell with what I believe is a likely tornado. Let's check back with Reed here with a live update. Reed?
Yeah, we're about to clear these trees and gain better visual here to the left. Yep, there's definitely a wall cloud, and it looks like very low wall cloud right now that we could see in that western circulation, probably west-southwest of Pauls Valley right now. Very low wall cloud. I don't know if you can see it on the screen there. Zoom in. And it looks like there's probably, if there is a tornado, another tornado to the left of the rain. There's a well-defined clear slot in this storm, too, which means you see that white, clear air that's wrapping around the circulation. Just to the north of that is where the tornado would be. So Pauls Valley should definitely be taking cover. It's a tornadic storm. You can see the speeder band speeding into it. Very low wall cloud.
Thank you, Reed. Appreciate that. Now, the important thing to know about this is a dangerous storm, and the way the velocities are looking, the way the hook is swinging around, it could produce a significant tornado if it isn't doing so already. From Pauls Valley up to Whitebead, Paoli southbound, from there up toward Byers. In McLean County, Byers, there's your time of arrival. Paoli, Byers at 5:06, Stratford 5:11, Winnett 5:12, and then down toward Asher by 5:24. So also up into Pottawatomie County. Southern Pottawatomie County could clip the northeastern corner of Pontotoc County, northwestern corner of Pontotoc County as well. This has all the earmark signs of producing a tornado if it isn't on the ground already. At Pauls Valley right now, there's also a strong circulation just up the road from Pauls Valley, between Pauls Valley and Whitebead. So please don't take this lightly. Conditions are still prime for additional tornadic activity. Kevin and Linda, we'll get back with you as conditions warrant. Back to you.
All right, and if you were with us within the past 30 minutes, you heard Lance West as he approached Plaza Towers Elementary School. Let's join him again on the phone. Lance, I know this is a very emotional, devastating scene that you're looking at.
Yeah, it certainly is. We are here just 5 feet away from the school right now. What was apparently the gymnasium, there are firefighters and other emergency personnel doing their best to save. Those are classrooms right there? Okay, those are classrooms and hallways, I'm told. I stand corrected from some of the parents out here waiting to get word. It is our understanding right now that there are at least 15 children trapped under this debris.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
there were 75 kids in the classroom. Okay, I'm telling you, the number has just been upgraded. 75 kids were in that hallway and classroom when this tornado hit. Firefighters are standing on what is essentially a large pile of debris, trying to find these kids that are hopefully still alive. There's a triage center that's set up on what looks like it may have been a basketball court at one point, and they're using doors and pieces of plywood as stretchers to try to get the victims out. I see one little boy. He looks to be probably third grade. Also a woman next to him who's laying flat, but she's breathing and moving. I would suspect she may be a school teacher. They're just a host of volunteers, folks here doing everything they can, but this is about the worst damage I've ever seen, and you can only pray for the families as they search for these kids who may still be trapped under debris at the school.
Absolutely, and those parents waiting to hear word, my goodness.
So,
that's
Lance,
Plaza Towers, right, Lance?
That is correct. We're at Plaza Towers, and everything within a square mile of this school has just been decimated by this storm.
Lance, are parents being kept back, or are they working to look for their children?
They are not allowing the parents to get onto the debris pile, obviously way too dangerous. There are down power lines, debris everywhere with nails, gas leaks, things like that. But there are parents who are trying to make it in here. We, fortunately, were able to follow some emergency vehicles and get access, but most of the folks have been stopped about a mile back from the destruction zone.
Have you seen children removed from the debris who have been transported?
We just saw one child, and he's standing now. It looks like he's hugging someone, maybe his parent, but we have only seen one child that has been transported. We have seen other people, other victims transported from here in the backs of pickup trucks. There are some four-wheel drives that are maneuvering in. I'm looking at a Jeep right now that seems to have clearance and was able to make it into this area.
All right.
But for the most part, it's very limited access for the average citizen to get in here. They're going door to door, searching these homes, searching storm shelters. We met a family as they were coming out of their shelter, and they were just devastated. They said that their neighbors were pounding on the door to get in as the tornado came in, and they didn't have the strength to open the door because the wind was so devastating. They don't know what happened to their neighbors.
And Lance, we want to verify this again. You're telling us that 75 children were in class when that storm hit Plaza Towers, and they believe those 75, they're searching for all of them right now. Is that correct?
That is what I'm being told by one of the rescuers here on the scene, that there were 75 people inside that building in the hallway, which was the secure place, the safe environment, the tornado shelter, if you will. But the walls are gone, cinder block walls that are 8 inches thick, and the roof is completely gone. It basically looks like it just collapsed in on itself, and there are search and rescue personnel on top of this 10-foot mountain of debris going through the pile, screaming for victims. So we're not anything, but we can only hope that they can search and that they continue to yield some positive results.
Absolutely.
And we do need some hopeful news, and you did tell us, for those just joining us, we're talking about the Plaza Towers Elementary School. 75 children and staff members believed to be in the school when the tornado hit. They were sheltering in the hallway, which was deemed their safe spot. There is no safe spot above ground for an F5 if this turns out to be that. But Lance, you were saying that you saw at least one child who came out of the debris and was hugging a parent or somebody. Is that correct?
That is correct. A young man, probably about 8 to 10 years old, I would say.
Okay, well, that's a good sign, Lance, if they were all there together.
Loaded. I told you about that Jeep, that four-wheel drive. She's being loaded into that Jeep right now very gingerly, and she will be taken out of here. Also talked to a gentleman by the name of Pat Smith. He has a child in the school. Pulled his child out 10 minutes before the tornado hit, and then came back to help in the search and rescue efforts. And he told me that they pulled out 30 kids alive, but the search continues for even more.
All right.
Okay, so you're saying of the 75 who were sheltered in that school, 30 were pulled out alive? Is that what you're saying?
I do know that there were 30 pulled out. I don't know if there's still 75 more in there or if we can track those 30, but I was told that there were some 75 in that area when the storm hit.
All right. Be very careful
So
with this information. Yes.
Right. All right,
Yeah,
Lance.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to continue to get more information from the folks out here. This is all very preliminary.
Right, Lance, we appreciate your effort as a parent yourself, and those parents like us watching it is a very difficult assignment that our Lance West has right now, but nothing compared to what those families are going through at this point.
Adam Mertz is on the scene as well in a different part of Moore. Let's go back to him right now. Adam?
Yeah, Linda, we're at Orr Family Farm, and I just spoke to a couple people who've been out here, and they say that some people were able to make it to a basement in one of the houses over here, but there were a lot of people who had to ride out this storm incredibly. They rode it out inside of these horse stalls, and one of those people that did this, Lando Height, Lando, describe for me the moments that this tornado came through here and what was going on.
Well, you know, it was all windy and stuff before the tornado came. I had no idea it was coming. It was just figured it was just like yesterday, you know, a big storm coming, and then all of a sudden it went quiet. And when it did that, being from Oklahoma, I came outside to see, and I seen debris flying over that way, and I thought I might have had a little while. So I tried to let some of the horses get, you know, loose and free out of their stalls so they'd have a chance. I didn't have very long at all, and I jumped into one of the stalls here, and that's what these here used to be, and they collapsed over on top of me, and sat a pickup truck on top of it, and it pushed it down this here cement way, and you know, it was just unbearably loud, and you could see stuff flying everywhere, just about like on the movie Twister, you know.
So you jumped into a stall, and how far did this push you? I mean, where'd you start off and where'd you end up?
Oh, approximately 100 feet it pushed us or so. I don't know if the camera can hit it or not, but there you'll see the back of a red pickup truck, Dodge Ram, sitting down the shed row there. And it pushed us approximately about 100 yards. It just slid us down the cement here. You know,
And was it just you in there?
It was just me. As far as I know, I was the only one over here in this barn. So far, it seems to be there's one person unaccounted for from in this barn. Everybody else, you know, was either already gone for the day or stayed over in a different barn. But you know, I stay here with the horses all the time. I'm an exercise rider, and I'm also the caretaker for Mark Lee.
Well, and that's the thing. If we could walk over here, you were telling me that this right here is basically where you lived. Yeah. So you not only worked here, this is where you lived.
Yes. You know, they used to have the saddles and everything over here. These were tack rooms. And this tack room here is where I used to live at. This here, you know, as you can see, my belongings. And then a couple fans in the shed row, and you know, it's lost everything.
What's going through your mind right now? I mean, you just survived something that that a lot of people probably wouldn't. You were outside when this happened. You've lost everything. I mean, like, has it even set in yet? I mean, how are people out here? How are they doing?
Well, the main thing is the horses. You know, it's these horses are how we survive. You know, it's these horses are what bring us our meals every day, what bring us our place to sleep, and we might have one horse left out of all of them, and you know.
Well, that's the thing when you look out here. Describe for people what it looked like before. I mean, what would we have been looking at out here?
Well, basically, if you take a look at this here barn, there was 4 of them, one here, one down there, one right there, and another one down there.
So what we're looking at here is what the barns used to look like. This, and there were, I believe, 6 of those out here is what I was told.
Yes, and then this was the racetrack, and there was approximately 80 head of horses or so stabled at this facility.
So, so where we're standing now would have been one of those stalls.
Yes,
there.
Where we were standing is, as you look right here, each little spot, there was from here to that what used to be a stall door. There was, you know, 2 stalls right there, and on each side of these were stalls all the way down on every barn. And
well, Lando, I do appreciate your time, and certainly if you need anything, we'll be out here, all right? And just holler, all right? But again, when you look at this, there really is nothing much left out here. Like I said, the Orr family told me that they were able to get inside their house. It's a 3-level house with a basement, so the family members, they were able to get down there. They tell me that they rent out these stalls, so that's why they really don't know how many people may have been out here at the time that this tornado came through here, because people kind of come and go as they please. So again, people like Lando, who is out here, he works out here, he lives out here, honestly had no idea that this tornado was coming. It was just his, like a sixth sense, where he noticed that, you know, everything got quiet and immediately reacted to that. And Linda, Kevin, it more than likely saved his life.
Well, obviously the case, but we've been on the air since 2:30 giving live broadcasts on the progress of that storm. So please keep in mind that if you know someone in one of these areas affected, please call them and let them know. For some reason, they might not be watching television, may not be alerted. It's critical that people have this information so that they can seek cover. Obviously, he did, but many others did not. 75
to 100 horses killed out there on that farm.
We need to update the Plaza Towers Elementary as well. A lot of focus on the 2 elementary schools in Moore, Oklahoma, who were sheltering children apparently when the tornado hit. Those would include Briarwood Elementary and Plaza Towers Elementary. Lance West is at Plaza Towers Elementary. He has confirmed through one of the rescue workers that 75 souls, children and teachers, were being sheltered there when the twister hit. As you saw from our earlier video, there is nothing left of that school. It is just devastated. Lance did say one good point, that one child had come out of the debris, was being hugged by someone Lance presumed was a relative. One teacher was being transported. So we know of at least 2 survivors. We are desperately awaiting word on the rest of them.
Absolutely. Let's go now to Betsy Randolph with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. Trooper Randolph, thank you for joining us once again on one of these terrible situations. But tell us what you folks are doing right now, how we can help you in the situation on the highways and in the Moore area.
Thank you for asking. We can use your help right now. We are desperate to let people know that we're having a terrible time getting